Hey, here's a little quick before and after of the whole track when everything's finished, just so that you know what everything is slowly going to mount up to. Before, the song sounded like this. And after, it sounds like this. And before, after, before, after. Oh, not too shabby. All right, enjoy the episode. Hello, everybody. So, welcome to part 2 of mixing and mastering in the box, featuring Plugin Alliance and all these lovely plugins, which are part of the Mega Bundle, which is an absolutely insane amount of plugins. And we are working with the artist Anade. So go check out Anade. He makes some really thick, nasty techno. So definitely really nice to do and give him some support. Anade is also a patron on my patreon.com/catandbeats. And if you're on there, or if you're thinking about joining there, you're going to be able to download this file and mix it alongside with me, or mix it yourself and then check how you done, and then check the video series after that. Basically, I'm giving this out so that you can learn mixing and have some real live scenarios of real live techno, real live artists that are awesome. Anyway, let's continue. So last time we left off, we left off with this. Oh, that's fucking filthy. Which is perfect. And last time I also said it would probably be smart to start introducing some reverbs as well. Now, just like last time, I still don't know any of the plugins, so I'm going to press Command F, and I'm going to write down reverb and figure out where we can find a reverb. So probably in Reverb and Effects. Then we have this one, BX Rooms. Let's start using this BX Rooms because I find that this sound, this one, is a little bit too forward, just so that you remember what this sounded like to begin with. And then we started adding in lots of love. And then it just became a bit too much. So how about we write down rooms, and then we have the BX Rooms over here. And we're going to just drop this right on top of the cut bass. What I also quickly want to do is go into the group and turn off this Boots and Cats and this Alicia character for a second. And just in solo mode, figure out this plugin together. So give me a second. Let me just have a little look. We have ambience, room, plate, hall, church, small, medium, large. And we have a mix knob. That's kind of the only thing I'm looking for. So what I want to do with this reverb is push this back into the mix, which means if you put a reverb directly onto a sound, then you can push it back in the mix. I don't need this to be up front. I don't know what that would be, but that's basically the sound that it makes in my head. So the wetter I make it, the more it goes back into the mix. I like doing this stuff after the Boots and Cats. Otherwise, it goes too bouncy. And if you keep it afterwards, it keeps it kind of nice. I'm going to quickly go in here as well, and I'm just going to push this back. Let's see how that sounds in the mix. Let's mess with the dry and wet. Go larger. Let's equalize it so it's only the low end. And why not put some stereo width in it? To give it like a tail that can go on. Okay, so I'm kind of happy with that. Let's turn back on the character knob over here. And I really like the boots and cats that we had on the whole group, but I'm going to turn that off for a second, and I'm going to just turn this up instead. Perfect. I'm really happy with how that sounds. Next up, what I want to do is, instead of going into the top end of the drums over here, which I still need to color correctly, I want to start going into the harmonics, because this and the harmonic thing with that other random sound called chakuuu or chakuuu is pretty much the backbone of the track. And I want this backbone of the track to be so thick and filthy and nasty that people automatically go and kind of have that brown noise experience. So let me shout outs to Cartman during the hippie festival from back in the day. So let me just rename this to melodics. I'm just gonna, get everything the way I have it. Call this chords, and then chakuuu. Okay, cool. Let's just turn off things that we don't need. We have a auto filter here, which is automated. So I'll leave that on for a second. We CLA 2A. We're not going to need that because we're going into uncharted territories and finding a new opto for that. We have this parameter is controlled via this. Okay, cool. So this is a send. I'm going to leave this mega verb here to 45 seconds long. I might just mess with that later. 45 seconds is a bit much. And I'm going to just quickly cut that as well, just in case. I want to just mess with this. Going to get rid of the split sidechain. I don't care. Get rid of the EQ. Actually, leave the EQ. And then we have another thing here, which is another EQ. So let's just open that up all the way. As you can see, it wasn't forgotten here, but was forgotten here. To open this up. And let's turn this all off. Okay. Let's have a listen. I kind of want to give that a tail as well, because it's still too forward in the mix. So I'm going to take this BX room, pop that onto this guy. Now they both share the same thing, and I'm using this not to give an overall, reverb characteristic like in a send bus, but instead just pushing tracks back. Let's use this. Little bit of a mess around there. Now, what I also want to do with this da-do-da is add some sort of delay, because it's not really that interesting at the moment. I can see that we're in the reverb and effects, so I guess that's also delay. We have an instant delay, an echo powerhouse in a tiny package with built-in filtering, saturation, and powerful intuitive modulation system. Well, that's pretty much sounds spot on, so let's go instant. Unfiltered instant delay. Let's see if it has, or what the controls are. We have a mix knob, which is cool. We have no side information. I have a little idea. What I'm going to do is I'm going to group this track. I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to make one of those catandbeats things here, and duplicate this one over again. Rename this to dry, rename this to wet, and then open this one up and do the mix full wet on this one. And then let's put like a dot, 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 dot. But like a 1/8 would probably be cool. We have modulation. Ooh. Okay, let's put a cutoff filter. Let's get some resonance. And then let's modulate the cutoff filter. This should probably sound okay. Let me just see what this sounds like by itself. Turn this off for a second. Okay, a little bit more. So it's together with it. I think what I'm gonna do is to get it nasty is use that same stereo thing that we used for the cut bass, which was called, they really need new names for these things, V2 control or something. BX control. Okay, so let's take that and pop that behind. And then we're going to make the sound of this reverb to be to the side instead of in the middle, or instead of on the same like place in our sound stage. So let's try that. That didn't work. Let's try more feedback. More feedback? What the fuck? Okay, kind of works. Doesn't really work that well. I have two of these. I'm probably doing this to the wrong one. Yep, I'm doing this to the wrong one. Fantastic. Good job, dude. Let's put this over here instead. Already thinking like something is completely wrong. Try this again. Reverb. Okay, there she is. Let's differentiate it. Perfect. Perfect, let's put this BX. Okay, it makes it quite a lot louder on the side. Put this mid-side thing for a second. Nice, perfect. Mix full wet. Cool. Let's modulate it so it's a little bit more interesting to listen to. Let's modulate with the sine wave, which is using a frequency of 1, 2, 3. Let's use it on 3. This is the amp thing, so let's use the frequency part and connect that to the res. Can we connect this? No? Oh. Let's connect this thing then. Boop. Perfect. And it's moving. Perfect. Resonation. Actually, let's not do that part. Can we get rid of this? Remove modulator. Let's do this instead to the cutoff filter and keep this the same. And then we'll use this on a 3. And then should be happy. Let's use this slower. Use this on a 5. Yeah, perfect. A little bit less maybe. Stop it. Okay, a little bit less. Let's do 7. Yeah, perfect. So over time, it's always going to be a different type of sound. Perfect. And now with the BX. Cool. Now we have a really interesting side catandbeats thing that is sounding cool. I would love to have it like auto panning around. Do we have some sort of auto pan in Plugin Alliance? Auto pan? Oh no, I mean panning? Pan? Pan EQ. Okay, let's try another one. That looks a little bit too much. Pan EQ, panoramic EQ is the same thing. Okay, that's pretty much that. I'm going to use Ableton's auto pan because I don't need anything too fancy at the moment. Need something quite easy. So 1/16 and put that sideways. We have no more sound because I did something. A little bit slower. Move that slow. Lower. Perfect. So I kind of want this sort of frequency of 7 here, and then on 3, you can't really divide that by itself into one bar. So now we're always going to have a different position over the 4 to the floor thing. So then we always have a different sound, no matter how many times you play this song back. It's going to constantly be a different position, which is going to be nice for just, you know, the techno-ish of things, which is techno is always like the static sound. So you have to kind of do a lot with this creative crap to get out of it. Now I'll leave the BX room on the end here so that we just have this control here, and then we have this gluing both of those sounds together. Okay. Let's turn this on down. Now I'm gonna take a Boots and Cats again because we kind of need that boom 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 sound. I'll put that before the reverb again, and let's see if this sounds good or not. It might sound absolutely horrendous. Perfect. I'm relatively happy with that. What I want to get into now is kind of EQing this melodic and this thing, this kick and bass and this melodic together so that they become more together. It sounds a bit strange, but I just need it to be a little bit more kind together. So let's check out all the EQs. It's equalizers, never mind. There it is. Okay, so we have the equalizers, the EQ200, the BX20898, Clean Sweep Pro. Is there anything that's just easy to use? So let's use the EQ200 because it's new and everybody keeps raving about it. So 200, AMEC 200. Let's first use this on the kick and bass together, and then we'll leave the louder than liftoff for later. This is just a basically parametric EQ. So should be quite easy to work with. In the studio where I used to work, we had this, and we had a custom made 9500, which was nice. So yeah, let's just figure out what we want to do. The mid frequency of this and the is a bit much. So let's just find this in the overall sound. Put the Q high, put this high, or not high, put this high and find. Easy. Okay, so let's cut that a bit. Happy? Let's take the low end as well. Let's just cut again. I'm going to put the Q super high, put the volume up, and then just sweep a little bit. Probably going to be between 240 and... Just find the thing that's a bit shit. Try a wide Q. Let's try a high pass filter as well so we can cut away. The low is fine. Let's see if, wow, it goes to 15 hertz. What the shit? Let's see if we need any of this. Okay, it's a little bit cleaner. I'm actually okay with this. Do we need anything top? Well, we can try some top end, see what we can get. Well, that's very pleasant, isn't it? All right, so that top end was nice. Let's try the that sound as well. I want top end. Find some top end. Oh no, that's not nice. Okay, so these two sound dope together now. I think next up I'm going to be doing this. And start mixing that in, because we have this basic here. We have the, you know, the bounce already going. Let's try to emphasize more of that bounce with the top end mixing as well. But for that, please join me next time in episode 3 already. So again, if you want to mix this track, please go over to patreon.com/catandbeats. You'll be able to download the track and check that out. Please make sure to also check out Anade. I left a link in the description. If you're interested in courses that I've done, I've also left links in the description of courses that I gave at Production Music Live. And one more benefit of Patreon, by the way, is that you get to ask me questions. I will answer you via video if you're in the right tier, which is always good. Anyway, cheerio, much love. See you guys soon, and plug in the lines. I'll see you too soon.